The parameters we just created are what are going to control our animation state for our player model. Naturally, when our player runs, we would like them to run in the game view. To make that happen, we need to attach our parameters to the transitions between animation states. In the animation state machine mentioned in the last step, we are going to see these nodes. These nodes are referred to as states, and these little arrows between them are referred to as transitions. If you click these two arrows between the combat idle animation and the combat walk animation, you might notice this warning. It says transitions need at least one condition or an exit time to be valid. Otherwise, it will be ignored. What that essentially means is it needs one of these parameters, otherwise you'll never actually see the animation happen. So for this walk state, which is the state representing our character's walking animation, we want to add our walk parameter. To do so, you'll head over to the inspector pane again, and you'll see this conditions field. Here, you'll click the plus, and walk should pop up. If walk doesn't pop up by default, you can click the drop down and select it. Now, the arrow in our transitions is clearly pointing down towards walk. That means this is the transition from idle to walk. So we want that to happen when our walk condition is true. So in the drop down, you'll select true. On the other side, you see the arrow going in the opposite direction. This is for going from walk back to our idle animation. We'll do the same thing, select walk, but this time we want the value to be false. We want to do the exact same thing again, this time between our walk and our charge animation. This charge animation we want to play when the character is running. To do this, in a similar fashion, we'll select the arrow pointing towards charge, go to the conditions field, hit the plus button, in the drop down, select run, and make sure the value is set to true. Then again, in the lower arrow that's pointing towards walk, we want to select the plus button one more time in the conditions field, choose run for the condition, and set the value to false. Now, later in code, when we trigger these values to be either false or true, our player will transition to the appropriate animation state.